hay empate. Yo creo que ya estamos bien. Pero que tú sabes que no perdimos por mucho. Estábamos ahí. Ok, vamos a hacer eso.
Muy buenos días y bienvenidos sean todos al Voleibol 2025, traído ustedes gracias a la Federación Puertorriqueña de Voleibol y la Comisión Técnica. Esta es su primera llamada para los cursos en la cancha 25. Para entrenadores, si está por ahí cerca, esta es su primera llamada. Pase por la cancha 25, regístrese y a las 8 en punto comienza el primer curso. Primera llamada.
La dormía.
No.
Ahora sí. A las 8. Pues si yo le escuché probar. Ahí exacto, dale. Ya te preparé, mamá. Es que tengo familia sin los problemas y se van.
Ya. Ya. ¿Qué galleta?
Corre, corre, corre.
Buenos días a todos, esta es su segunda llamada para la conferencia programada para las 8 de la mañana. Si usted es entrenador, está tomando sus cursos de educación continua, puede pasar por la cancha 25, registrarse. A las 8 de la mañana comenzamos con la presentación de Marco Meoni sobre el rol del colocador en el voleibol moderno. Esta es su tercera llamada, tercera y última llamada para los cursos, el curso de las 8 de la mañana, para hablar sobre el rol del colocador en el voleibol moderno por Marco León. Recuerden que para completar los cursos tienen que tomar 8 ponencias que van a estar llevando a cabo hoy, 10 ponencias, así que tenemos la oportunidad de completarlas hoy. Recuerden completar el proceso de registro una vez se acerque la cancha 25, hay que escanear el código QR para que cuente esa ponencia. Si tiene alguna duda o pregunta, puede pasar por alguna duda en la cancha 25 para que la puedan contestar. Y ahora, sin más preámbulos, vamos a presentar al doble medallista olímpico, medallista mundial, ex colocador de la selección de Italia, Marco León, y recibimos un fuerte aplauso.
I invited Marco to the seventh word. 30 years. And now I'm finishing in Houston, in Monaco, and practice after the So, my experience is like one of the was volleyball. So, I'm pretty sure that if you can either that's a very good I hope now, we are talking about the position of the water. So I don't think that we have to use the position right. Use like IPA, show center, because you have to be faster, be harder than before. Right now, you don't find settings like these, 6, 7, 6, 8. And when you go from the down to the next unit, so for Rico, you can put them on the Rico and Tom and Rico at the end of the block. And the Rico, we have your basically activity. So this is a good spot at the same time. You can find instead of chicken with the new center, it's called like not food. You can go like you make the end, make mine, and actually so it's not exactly an environment we go and run, but it's tricky. So now we need to do question we're going to have to catch a little more to make a list. But we process and how we can coordinate the center and the leader belt. Okay, this is a very important thing. I'm going to spend time focus on you guys for this project when you go to do some realistic one. It's not going to be just use the information of the video that you use to take this to this. So think about what is the standard behind it? For me, the number one thing in the center is being precise. So I need to be able to set the best set and pin for my leader. Okay, this is absolutely the first step. Now, how I do it is I go to the gym, I will set the so how you speak, how you reach, shoulder, legs, like, we're not talking about speaking today, we're talking about what is behind it. How we use the feet, how we use the hands, or the posture, all that. Now we're going to know about how we set things and how we shoot. So we decide the first. I remember when I was very young, I was 22 years old, and when he said that I could think was the best center in the world, and actually I still think it's one of the best ever. His name was True. We are very young, so probably remember for a story like this, we did for the center, and we went for a really good center. I remember he said something to me. It's like there's two types of centers. There's the waiter and the ruler. It's like, what is the waiter? And then he said, sometimes being a center means like the waiters in the restaurant. It means you're serving the client with only water. It means when you say that, I can try to say the best goes to my leader. Okay, so I have a little short, super fast. I have to be able to send a lower goal fast. Another one is slower to just do it slower. Again, I have to set the just the higher. Okay? So but again, the first point, I should decide. And so this thing went in my mind, like, God, I might weather to the ruler. So you start watching the other center. And there's some center, I don't want to say talking, I was like, this is my set. And when they're talking to the leaders, like, I don't care what you need, this is how I play. So this is how I play, it's up to you. And actually, I don't want to say it's the wrong way, it was not my way. And that's why today when I'm talking to you, I'm not talking to you about the root of volleyball, I'm just telling you what I think about the thing we're talking about. And what I think about the center. So I'm like, God, sorry for giving you the shoes that so like, and I'm not teaching you today, I'm just sharing things, okay, sharing my point of view. So please, if you have any question, you can talk to me, and so we can discuss. Because I love having someone criticizing me, like, no, I do something different. Oh, tell me please, I would have learned as well. And the process to be a coach for me is like, be in the gym every day and be a better coach. The things I'm doing today are not the things I was doing 1 year ago. Because every time as a kid when I'm in the gym, I'm learning from them like I learn from them. Okay? So now we have epicenter, precise. Now the other thing we're talking about is like the neutral position of the center. And now we're going to talk about skill. So what it means to be in different positions. It means that when I'm setting and the ball is like, this is fast, around this area, and I'm in a center position, I don't care, where the ball is. Someone wants to set from here, someone wants to do here, someone here. Obviously, no one wants to teach a kid to set from here. I agree with that. But the reality is like, again, we're talking about the Chenko. Everybody knows Chenko and Jano, I think so, right? So probably now the number one center in the world. He's not setting for you. Sometimes he's setting for you. And still when you're back setting, that's the number one. So what it means that yes, that's so specific. Like start teaching the kids to set their world. But we have some kids that just a little older, they have this tendency to set the answers to the homework. But when they're saying, you can understand, you're just in front of them. So they're not giving any type of sign to the other in the middle of the understanding. Why you have to change the skill? Okay, I have to try to help the kids make the best they can on what they want. Makes sense? And obviously, when you start looking at the little one, I
Yo
ask them
entiendo,
what
yo
they want
entiendo
to
que dos o tres actividades de esta
and I
lanza tienen
cannot
que haber estado
change
en el
my
aire.
mechanical engineer just because I think the water is to be every time we're here. Okay, we have to follow something in order for them to make their best thing for their priority. Got it? So I explore mostly the boys. You know, these kids that when they start doing this movement, crazy like no. First priority, I have to be precise. Second priority, be neutral. So when I'm setting, I don't give any signs to block when I'm setting. Okay, now I can start making some fake things. Okay, delay the set. One thing I can try to make in order to change the game, but it has to be one step at a time. Okay, no rush.
Termina llegando a casa casi a las 12 de la noche.
Now, this was about the general main point that for me is Now,
¿Dónde tú estás?
which are the characteristics that center did well? At least what I had and what I think is very important
Yo también cumplía.
in our emotion, our feeling, in order to manage a team. Okay? First of all, is empathy. Empathy means I have to be able to try to stay
Hacía
in the
tiempo que no lo
shoes
hacía.
of my
Me acosté en la
teammate.
cama y así.
I have to have the feeling I need to learn to try to feel what my leader is feeling, what my teammate is feeling. Why? Because during the game, a lot of things happen, right? So, I'm a best leader, and obviously I'm going to set it in the most important moment. But what happened is my best leader that day is like just a set. He's 100%. And he's not going to tell me, don't send to me. I have to be the one
Sí, papi.
to figure it out which cheese is important.
Ella nos dijo
Which
que
cheese is
que
failing.
trabajaste solo ayer.
So this is the hardest thing. I don't think like the coach, I'm going to be able to teach this. It's something that you add on yourself. It's a natural skill. But at the same time, you can have that to recognize the emotion. Right? So, and today, with the new generation of kids, Instagram, TikTok, I think it's really hard for them to have personal relations. You know, like we're like hanging out together, drinking coffee, going to play on the court together. It's like we have to be able to teach them how to do that emotion. And later on, we're going to talk to you about a little game that I used to do with my kids, but we have this bonding time with the team. In order for them to stay together, to know each other better, and to regulate the emotions that are super helpful for them when they're involved. So, like I say, empathy is very important. And like pushing the goal for the center has to be trust from the leader, from their teammates. Okay, for me, the center is like every time the orchestra maestro on the board. So when I set up the team, during the practice, for example, I say, okay, these are the 16, the 6 players, give the player, the center team, like, on the board, which position you want to start? When you feel your outside, or the other outside. And so, in this way, I start to understand how he's thinking. Okay, it's really important for a coach, talking with the center, to understand what is going through his mind. Because this is the best way for him to help things to be better. So, how we do this? Making questions. Every time you're coaching with a center, talk to him. Like, why you did this? Did you see what happened over there? And so, like, listen the answer. Put this answer in your brain and start thinking, okay, which is this thought process? Because it is these weird things that it's like, why you did it? Make no sense to me. Okay? It's really helpful for you guys when you go to the center to be every time communication with it. So there's another thing that happened in my career. Like, I went to work in Russia in a consulting company. Then because I was a team. Back in the day, like 10 years ago, was probably the best club team in the world. And so the coach was coaching the Russian national team was the gold medal. The outside was Matt Anderson, the American one, and Leon from Cuba, the two best outside in the world. The center was the center of the Russian national team. So right there, it's like, why you call me? Why you leave me? Okay, you have best player in the world, and so they say, come and watch the practice. And so I was there, I started figuring out that for Russia, for example, in the center is nothing what we're talking about right now. In the center for them was more in a ball distributor. You know, like you're going to a vending machine, you put the money, you say, I want this type of snacks, or the other one. Same over there. We have the coach on the side with the joystick, like a video game. It's like, okay, outside, right side. Because the type of game they had was like so strong, so it doesn't matter what they do, they just try to beat the side. But for me, there's much more behind, beyond what you want to say. Okay, center is much more than that. Okay? Because you can go over your skill with your personality, with your emotion, with the way you have to think to play the game. Okay, they're like, what of these? Obviously, we can now go, when I go to the side, who is going to be the center, I'm going to see some main characteristics, like feet, always moving to the board, wrist, is the goal going fast or no? And thinking, okay, can I work with this player or no? But sometimes I see, now I'm coaching in Houston, so coaching in American USA volleyball. And the things I see, the center and the libero are the last two players picked up. It's like, okay, you're tall, you're a middle. Oh, you're a different pass, you can hit your outside. Oh, you cannot hit your libero? Who left? Oh, the center. Now the center is like, no, this is not the way. Or college. If I'm a college coach, the first person I'm going to pick is the center. And now, around the center, I'm going to build my team. So there's some center very good in the middle, so I can build my offense around the middle of the net. Some center really good center in the paint, so I build my team, coming center that are really good over the game. So there's no one type of center, there's a lot of different ways to play this game. So another rule that is in my team, there's no feedback on the court. What that means. Now we have a coach that you know him, like probably now the most winning coach in the world, like Julio Velasco. And I was lucky to have him in the national team, and he teach me a lot. He was 20 years old, and he teach me so much. And he never won the hitter saying anything about the set. Okay? And they agree completely with that. Trust me, like I said, I don't want that in someone telling me higher, lower, off, time. First of all, I know when a set is good or not. You don't have to tell me. Okay? Sometimes I cannot recognize it, like if I'm consistent making the same mistakes, but there's a coach on the bench that can tell me. Okay? And the other part is like, either when are they asking for different balls? When they're missing, they're blocked, oh, higher, the set has to be higher, has to be lower. So I don't want my leaders talking about the set, because this thing is going to be an excuse. Okay? So I'm missing the head because the set is bad. And now my set is going to be, the center is going to be straight. So how it works is like, either go to it, learn how to hit any type of ball. You cannot ask a 60 years old center to be every time perfect. What is going to be not perfect. And so we want leaders and are able to hit very bad ball. Okay? So when they have a good set, it's going to be amazing. Make sense? Also? So this is very important. And the other way, we're teaching our leader to find a solution. And we'll see in one of the sessions today that the difference in modern volleyball is like how much many solutions the leaders are taking right now when they're leading. Because the game involved is faster, there's a lot of other systems, and it's no more hitting up on the block and trying to score. No, it's like recycling, think, push, fly, tools on the right hand, tools on the third hand on the blocker, raw shot in the deep corners. Like having the outside hitting any double balls is going to help you to improve his offensive shot. And so these are like some topics that where I saw a lot of time during the game, considering looking at the centers, like it's not very good. At the same time, it's like, again, this is a joke that that coach last me saying, like when they stop talking about sets, now when they're scoring, they start doing, oh, the set is very good. But that's like, and I'm saying things inside, it's like, if you're saying this, when it works perfect, it means when it's not perfect, you're not saying anything. It's basically the same thing. So just don't talk about the set. Play your game. Sorry if you're watching you, but and guys, this is like, here we have Google Discovery. I'm really nervous to go in front of it because of one of my mentors. Like, this video right So, now we talk about which are the characteristics of the center as flat, in my opinion, and now we're talking how we apply it. And we apply it in the game. The first thing that you have to understand when we are talking is like a meaning of the word thing is like the difference between strategy and tactic. Okay? The strategy is the big goal. Okay? What we want to achieve, what we want to achieve at the end of the season with the team. What we want to achieve in 2 months. And what we want to do in this game, the main plan of this game. Okay? And the tactic, the different side, is like how or what we have to do in order to achieve our target. Okay, so every time we make a decision, this is the tactic thing. I want to win the game, like, which is the single thing that we do every time in order to do it. Okay? So now, when we're talking about tactic with the seller and making decisions, obviously it's the most important thing, but we come back to the first point. The strategy, the tactic of the game of the seller is greatly correlated to the skill. Why? If I cannot ask the seller to do something that is very important for the strategy of the game, if he's not able to do it. So, in this game, I know I have a setter, a short setter, a short right side, and the other side. So I need to play gap, I don't know if you know the gap with my middle blocker, so the set far away for the game. But my setter is not able to do it. So we cannot play this type, use this type of tactic in the game because my setter is not able to do it. So first of all, I have to work with my setter to try to be able to set any type of ball from any part of the court. When he's running forward, he's able to send the ball to the pin. He's able to open the game and go against the flow. When he's going back, the hardest center. If the ball over here, like it's the hardest ball for the center ever. If you work in the center of everything, we're working on this one. It's the hardest one. You have to go behind the ball, stay, push, to like, he's able to do it, he's not able to do it, walk in all these different situations. Okay, so, in my opinion, when we're working during the practice, please try to avoid so many balls that you're chipping, people that you play. This thing is not going to play very long in the game. Okay, so you make it as real situation as you can. And this is really important. So, and when we start talking about tactic, okay, this is where like opening the things up. Because when you talk about tactic, you're talking about everything. You're talking about nothing. So what is strategy? First of all, in my opinion, for the younger one, the strategy has to be, we have to know our team. Strategy starts from here. I have to know who is my best hitter and going, how to use my hitters in some way. So how are going our rotation? How are going to row one? Is my right side reason is not, and my middle, which are my weakness, which are my strengths. In order to know that, I use this one when I put down the strategy for my team. Right? At the same time, when I know, I understand the weakness and the strength of my team, I plan and practice. Right? So this is like, oh, I'm really good with weak attack and right side. I cannot keep going to work on that. Obviously, I work on that, but the priority is to make my right side better. So I try to make some drills where I push the work from the outside and he actually played right side back. Keep going to do quick attack at right side. So this is something that we have to be in our head. And we have to have the center to understand that because during the game, you cannot be there and remember. You have just waiting the decision the center is making. Okay? So, and this is like something that we're going to talk later. It's about making decisions the second session, and then we're going to go very, very deep with that. And when we're going to talk again about strategy or tactics in the game, we're going to be the mind game. It's like, you know, I'm playing against the middle, like I said, this is my priority. Okay, because for me, the game, the decision of the game we're going to have, start every time where the middle is running. Even if I want to send to the outside. Okay, my priority is, okay, I have my outside on fire, great. Which is the best way for me to use the middle in order to set the best ball for me. Every time. Okay? So, it's very important to understand this. So I'm playing against the right, the middle here, and I know what I did before. So like I said, I have to remember what happened before. Okay? And there's some game that you can do with your teammate, when you're center. For example, you're making a drill 6 versus 6, row 1, row 2, whatever you want to be, and making 10 balls. And after the drill, you can ask them, okay, how many balls you send to the right side? How many balls you send to the outside? I want to go in the middle. You're going to let them start to remember, and next time they're asking me again, so I have to keep what's going to happen. This is the first step. The second one, okay, now you remember how many balls each player gets. Now, how many points you get? Who's scored more? Like, oh, now I remember who hit the ball and who scored the ball. So it's super hard, but make them thinking every time. And this is actually what is center thinking all the time. Well, there's no 1 second during the practice of the game in the center doesn't have to be focused. Obviously there will be some time when someone is going to remember everything. This is on the field, now it's on the game. Someone is like more like talking and he's not thinking about boyfriend, girlfriend, friends, and video games. But if you make some question like this, or it's going to switch the brain and come back to the whole game. This is what we need for that. It's really, really, really important. So, now for the U model, we're talking about strategy, Discord. Now when I know my team, I know what my team did, I start thinking about the opposite team. Okay, it's a higher level. When we're watching on the other team, here there's a session that we're talking about numbers today. Later on, I want to show you that statistic that we're using at the higher level is insane. Trust me, hour of numbers. You can know how many times they're jumping blocking, the teams are having the middle, or whether serving, whether hitting, how they still defense. And now we have all of them. And so we have to match all these numbers to figure out where to go. So we cannot talk about strategy unless you don't want to put something on the paper and then play a game. Okay? So the things I do with my team, with the younger one, and we're super lucky in these days because I don't know if you use it, but in the United States we're using Huddle. I bet you put a video on the game on this app, and they're making the statistic in like 5 hours. So we can see how do we pass, how do we stand, or whatever. And it's very helpful. Personally, I don't use too much statistics. I'm not a big fan of the numbers for the younger, but it's a very helpful measurement. For example, I have two meters. I can understand who is better or not, but I'm the better say to figure out the best person. This is just an example. And so I have the statistics for September and the statistics for April. So when I go to national, I have to pick what to do, and numbers are clear. He's passing 2.2, and your son is passing 1.7. He's going to play the 2.2. No, and we're going to work with your son in the other one. the numbers that I use, like for me, are side out. How many serves of the other thing we need in order to make a side out? This is a number that's really helpful for me to figure out each rotation, how fast we can side out. I'm going to do the same thing with Arsel. How many serves we need in order to score a point. Okay? We're going to have a question and question that is like give me a number and help me to understand, for example, which is the best rotational hitting, which is the worst rotational breaking ball on the point break. Like, how are you going to start the game? You know? And if you want to be deeper, you can do this without the mistakes. So, how many points we do when we're serving globally, and now I start the mistakes to figure out how we're going to do it when we're not making mistakes. And now you're going to be different. How is the efficiency of serving? Because if you're getting, we're having a, imagine we have a rotation where we have a bad serve, where they pass back very well, but we score on the point. It means we're doing a very good job launching a difference. That's great. And can you imagine if I'm going to do a serve? So all this is tactic that you can use. You can go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. It's up to you. Just that. Right? So this is for me is very, very important. That's why when we talk about strategy, everything is right and everything is wrong. Because there's a point where he's my major company, he's taking it to the other side, and he's smart, and he's studying. He knows what I'm doing. And I know that he's studying. So we're right at the point that sounds like a chess game. I know that we know what I'm doing. So there's no way to make faith because you know what they're doing. So I have to think, okay, which is the process of growth. I have to think how we started the game against me. And now I have to think, this is a little strategy, and that's why we use it on the number. So we start the game, and we say, okay, here's what we know what we're doing. Perfect, now we need a strategy, we decide the game. It's like sort of the game between you and the other team. But we're talking about the super high level now. We want to bother you. I'm sorry, but when I start talking, I don't do everything, so please, you can stop me. Here we are. Oh, okay. Came back in the real world. So everything we do, like offensively during the game, has to be pre-planned. Okay? We said earlier. So when we are inside out, we know exactly how everything is going. So who is the best leader? Who is my worst leader? Is the leader working in quick attack or is not? So according to the moment of the game, these decisions are changing. So I know I have my outside, the best player of the team. I need to use it when I need to score, but at the same time, because I'm coaching a 16 years old team, I need to improve my middle. So the thing that's in the center, I use it as much as you can. But the hardest part of the set for a coach is like trying to teach them, which is the right one. So I'm going to tell you this little story that happened last week. I'm coaching 17 this year, and I love to play different games during the practice with my players. And the things I ask them is like, you start thinking in a different way. And so I have my liberals sometimes in a transition, they're setting gap in the middle blocker. Okay. It's fun. I love they do it. Obviously, sometimes it's working, sometimes it's not. And we had this movement in Louisville last week. We went for the Sweet 16 to win the first 8 games, 1-1, third set, 17-17, and the game ended 20-15. when transition and the middle set the gap and the middle set the gap to the middle. Obviously, he needs the ball. I don't know what to do. After the game, we lost the set. And after the game, he went like, you know what? I like what you did, but not now. Right? So I was very happy for the things he was thinking in that moment, because for me, it was like, oh, he's really on the game. He's thinking this thing, this moment, he's free. At the same time, he didn't figure out where 70 is at. No. So this is the balance for the coach, and for me, the hardest part, when the offense is successful, the center took the worst decision ever, and going there to the center and trying to explain to him, this is like, we have 5 choices, this was the 6th, the worst one. But in some way, it was more, and so was successful. This is the process that I'm still figuring out how to do it, but it's the most important one for the process to make them better. Okay? And everything starts from the practice. Okay? During the game, I never, ever say anything to my center what to do. I can say, what? We're not using the window. Don't forget that. Okay? Or do you see these guys on fire? Use it. You know, it can be something. Or when I ask them to do something, for example, now we're going to play baseball with the viewers. I don't care. Like, so now we're start working with the deep. When those deep, the backdoor attack in the middle. And so the level of ball we're playing, the middle blocker is not very fast. Right? So and sometimes starting jumping far from the center. So the deep ask the center, don't play that. The quick attack goes to the center and we go okay. It doesn't make no sense for the beginning of the game. We say, if you go that, so we make a back from the center, now you can play the game. Good. But what do you do? You're going to play the game. And we score. Now the turnaround was not happy. You just need something that has to not good. And not because I don't want, because I want to learn how to do it. And so we end up playing this thing very high in the court. Our outside is strong. But I don't care about everything to win the game. I need to understand what it means to play a team. Which is the meaning of the game, to play in this way. And this type of love is more than that. It's like we start playing inside, and they score. They saw the solution, they saw the problem when they win the set. But at the end of the day, they're not learning why we're going to play this ball. They're making no sense. And this is starting from being a coach. You have to understand the meaning of the game. I hope you understand. So, everything is planned. We know what we want to play. And we have to have not one plan. We have to have 5 plans. Like A, like B, like B, like C, like D. And sometimes when we play A, because I want to play with my outside. And they go through. So just sort of short my outside. And now my outside is passing and diving, making nothing more. And this is like, oh, this is like very, what is it? That's like the everything is the plan. It doesn't matter, you know, whether you learn it. It was like, I did that back in the day, in the university. I don't have the training. Talking about even for now. And one of the sessions before, there was an actor. What happened? When something weird happened, you understand? I was like, oh, this is what happened in the center. So he told me, there's nothing more